Guide today to the CJ Blaze versus KaBum. It's going to be CJ Blaze there on your blue, KaBum there on your right. It's going to be that Riven top, Vi jungle, but Rengar mid from oh no, it'll be Rengar top from Flame. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. But Emperor, they're going to be on that Corki and the support Fiddlesticks, of course, in the bottom lane. Nothing really too out of the ordinary here. It doesn't feel like that we actually deviated too much from the Korean meta at this point as well. But this is the first game of CJ Entus Blaze. There will be back-to-back, so if you do like to root for the Koreans, and I know a lot of you do, the OGN streams are very popular these days, and you've made a great choice. It will be Ambition on the Riven, so don't know why I didn't actually see that. So it will be Rengar up top. I blame the position on the map, so I do apologize for that. Level 1 fights were very popular yesterday, but this morning and quite late into yesterday, there was actually a little bit of a lack of them. And you can see here, both teams just kind of playing it extremely safe. No real invade or nothing really being dedicated to a level 1. And Blaze is just basically going to go right to their lanes. KaBum is going to be right there for them. Now, KaBum does have that loss to Energy Pacemaker from Hong Kong straight in their mind. And well, that's a very pretty scoreboard for the gold, but yeah, Riven's going to be here in the mid with Ambition. Rengar is up there by the red with Vi. They're going to find Jace. Going to use that bush passive to get right there on top of Philip, but this early game, neither of them really have a ton of damage brought to the table, so it's just really going to be a little bit of a contest for that red. You also got the rest of the team going up there as the bottom lane just dances around. But between Lustboy as well as Zyra, I mean, if either of these ADCs get caught out, it could land into a lot of damage. I'm very hesitant to call it a kill as everyone is level 1. You don't have a lot of those skill combos, but you can still see that dance going up top as well by the red. There we go. We're finally going to put it there on camera for you. But Bit and Philip, as well as with the help from Tin, the mid player there from Brazil, they will eventually get their red. And that's going to be a lot of lost time now, not only for the jungles, but also the mid and the top laners. So could see a little bit of a delayed gold game from them, a little bit of delayed items. Oh my goodness, I just realized Philip's not even in lane. He went back to town. And Jace, he's going to have that Dorn's Blade and a potion. Oh, that is going to be a really big disadvantage for him up top because we already got level 2 there on Flame, on that Rengar. So he's already pushing right into that tower as well. So Jace is going to be extremely far behind in terms of that pressure. Now, Vi did go back to her blue. So probably not going to see her going up top anytime soon, but we also know that Nunu start off with the red. So bottom lanes beware. Top laners could probably feel a little bit comfier because there was such a delay, because of the situation at the red. There's probably not going to be a top gank in the next few, I'd say in the next 60 seconds. That's usually when you do expect these jungle ganks. Between the 3 and 4 minute mark is usually the norm, but if you come down from the red to blue, especially on the red side, that means bottom lane beware. And Emperor, he's going to be the target. We got the red and the blue there on Tin, but Lustboy is actually the one that got caught out by the Zyra. We didn't get the combo to grab the Lustboy, but Tin, Bit is actually going to be down here on that Nunu, and now they're apparently just going to be pushing up. They really want to put a lot of pressure here on this bottom lane duo. Lustboy, a little bit low on the hit points, does not have any more potions to his name, doesn't have any more kind of regeneration or sustain. You can see Vi circling through the jungle as well, so she might make a stop down here. We got no wards from CJ Blaze in this bottom area, but we do have one there in the try from KaBum. So if Vi did come in for a river gank, she could actually find herself in a 3v1 situation, but it does look like Vi's just going to cover for Lustboy. Wonder, did he just... He might have actually just health drained from those creeps. He's actually looking very healthy, and yeah, he's definitely health draining right now. So he's going to be back to full hit points. Doesn't have to go home at all. But speaking of going home, it does look like Rengar actually headed home. He took his early level and early gold advantage, did a little bit of a shopping. He's going to come back to lane, not only with more creeps than Jace, but more items. And here comes Daydream into the mid, but unfortunately he did miss that Vault Breaker. So no Vault Breaker, it's not going to really lead into a kill. But Nunu did spend an exorbitant amount of time here in this bottom lane. And because of that, you can see Vi doing a little bit of jungle invade on her own. The dance still going down there in the bottom lane, but Ambition doing what Ambition does in the mid with that Riven. Probably the most famous mid Riven in Korea at this point. But 30 creeps to his name, 20 here to Nidalee. So even with a melee versus ranged matchup, Riven is still doing some amazing zoning potential. And now he's even going to land a little bit of tower damage on top of things. So things so far not really looking that great for KaBum. They have that first failed gank. They're getting zoned out in the top and the bottom and the mid. But their bottom lane is pushing fairly hard in terms of the creeps. It's actually Caitlyn with the advantage there. But Lustboy, he did take a lot of damage early on. It wasn't really for any kind of advantage at all, because he was able to just lifesteal it on back. Zyra's going to be looking for the grab here on top of Lustboy. Doesn't actually get it. Fear comes out on top of Zyra as well, and a great dodge from that Piltover from Emperor. You can see Lustboy again with that health drain, just really playing havoc with everyone here in this bottom lane. We do not have that warded anymore. So Daydream is unknown. Comes in with that Vault Breaker, but does not land it on top of the Anunu. So it's a little bit of a rumble in the bottom lane. Top and mid still just kind of going back and forth, but we got the Nunu down here, we got the Vi. Lustboy has a lot of control under his name, but if Zyra can actually grab some grasping roots on someone, it might result in a kill here for KaBum. But they are not relenting with this three-man pressure in the bottom lane. Tower damage is starting to amount. Lustboy with the fear. Unfortunately, there's no tower actually landing any kind of damage on the heroes. Emperor is extremely low at this point. I almost feel like that could be an all-in potential. Did dodge out that last Piltover. He would have just made a bit more of a tastier target, but C'est la vie. Does not look like a kill is going to go down yet. 7 minutes in. A little bit of a gold lead going the way of Blaze. That's really related to the mid farm as well as the top farm lane. Look at that Rengar. Rengar sitting at 50 creeps to the 25 of Jace. Similar situation there in the mid with Riven actually out zoning and out creeping Nidalee, even though they do both have level 6. So CJ Flame up here just again doing the normal things that he is. Going to use that bush passive to kind of play a little bit of havoc with the targeting from Philip. Philip hasn't really been able to land any kind of damage anyways, but Ambition gets some damage on top of that Nidalee. Just has to retreat. Nunu did put in an appearance. Doesn't matter. CJ Ambition is just going to keep putting up that pressure. Nidalee is looks like she's about to fold and go home, and we actually might have this, might actually our first kill with the beast on beast action, but no, Flame's just going to chase away Nunu. Looking to steal out that red. If he can steal out that red, then Nunu will be a little bit put behind in terms of he won't have that buff, won't have that gold. Jace knows about this as well. Here comes Daydream. This could be actually be the first kill. Bit going to get extremely low. The bush passive coming out as well from Rengar, but that flash, man, that flash is going to be enough, and Nunu's going to get out of that one, but the red steal was complete. Riven even coming up to this top lane. Not going to be a kill, but that red steal complete. Again, that's going to put Nunu a little bit behind. He is level 5. He's actually the equivalent of the dual laners here in the bottom lane. Compared to the 7 of Nidalee, the 6 of the Jace, but that's still small advantages and incremental advantages. Seems to be the name of the game here at WCG 2013. You get a little bit of an advantage and you just run with it. You turn inches into miles, and then by the end game you've just snowballed so hard that basically the game is yours. So Flame getting really, really confident up against Philip. He's able to return the damage extremely well. Jace does have himself that tier. Rengar with still only the Doran's shield as well as the Doran's blade. So that tier will keep Philip in the running in terms of the mana. Of course, Flame doesn't have to worry about that whatsoever. But he is still pushing extremely hard on this top. Philip is having a little bit of a harsh time getting all these last hits. So, you know, rubbing in the salt into the wound a little bit. Flame, he's thinking about it. He's like, should I? Should I not? He's thinking. Then this is where the zoning potential comes in, because with that bush passive, he can just land so much damage at the blink of an eye and just walk out. But mid is again Ambition. He throws down the wind slash from his ultimate, but unfortunately it's not nearly enough to execute Nidalee quite yet. But it's still fairly decent cooldown. Not exactly the longest in the game. So if you pop it, you get some damage off, you clear out the creeps, you just keep incrementally advancing your advantage. And Ambition, I mean, he's still landing a lot of damage here on top of Tin. Tin's got to be very careful there in that mid. But bottom lane, there's the Crow Storm. This is probably going to be the first here. A nice counter initiation from Zyra, but it will be the first blood. Come in the way of our Fiddlesticks. The Korean commentators are amazing to sit beside. But 2-0. That's all of a sudden this game is cracked open at the 10-minute mark. 2-0 for Blaze. Great ganking potential on that bottom lane. Really nice lineup there with that Crow Storm as well. So not only did Bit come down to the bottom lane again, making another appearance from that Nunu in the bottom lane. But they did lose out their ADC, Digolera, and they're about to lose out their Nidalee as well. Ambition doing things Ambition does, and the rest of his team transitioned from the bottom up to this Dragon as well. So they're going to take home a more gold advantage. That's going to put them in and around the 3,000 mark. Yeah, there it is. The 3,000 gold advantage coming in at the 10 minutes. And again, that basically cracks this game wide open. Might not be towers, but Ambition is going to be landing some damage on top of it. Here comes Bit right now, but Ambition just gets that shield up, basically negates the damage. We got Emperor now as well. He just did a rotation up from the bot into this mid. If they actually pick up this tower and Nunu sticks around, could be a kill. Ambition certainly thought so. Emperor maybe not on the same page, but yeah, I really don't think at this point that Nunu could actually catch up to that Riven. So landing some damage, doing her thing. And that's going to be the tower, 2 kills, and a Dragon, all within 60 seconds. And Blaze takes a 3,500 gold lead, just like that. So at the 11-minute mark, what kind of gold generation do we have? Again, it's about 3,500 gold between the two teams. Where is that landing? We got the kill on top of Riven, so she has a Bloodthirster basically waiting for her in the wings. Vi is sitting at her Spirit Stone as well as a Kindle Gem, but Rengar looking to go a bit tankier. Looks like he has the makings of a Sunfire Cape ready to go for him. And we do go Phage first for Emperor, so it will very likely be that Trinity Force in the, probably the next 6-7 minutes. But Vi, she's going to come in from the back, Vault Breaker into the Assault and Battery, and Digolera could not net herself out of that kill whatsoever. So very dangerous ADC to have with a Vi in and around the place. A lot of gap closers is kind of the death of Caitlyn, but Ambition, he thinks he can take home the kill on top of Tin. Doesn't quite get it, but he does get out of that absolute zero. Now he's going to land enough damage here on top of Bit. He's going to force out that flash, but Ambition is not going to be chasing over that wall. So it looks like his prey will get away for now. Jace rotating down now as well. And I can't imagine that Jace rotating is going to be very good for him in the long run. 58 creeps to the 106 there of Rengar. Still only has that tier. Actually, it has a longsword on top of that. So looking for a Mana Mune sometime soon. You can see Flame. He knows he has this big advantage. He's just really going hard in this top. He even walks right over to Philip, just lands some damage and walks back. And not much you can do. Here comes the Crows. And the Crows are going to be enough for Philip here to go down. Was that the flash? That was the flash. Philip burning out that flash at the last moment, just trying to grab a kill with the combination of the tower hits on top of Lustboy, but it was all for naught. The Crows and Beasts up top, they're going to take home their 3rd tower at the 13-minute mark. CJ Blaze just basically in their element at this point. The 5-0 advantage and 6,000 gold. In the space of 3 minutes, they've doubled their gold lead. It's phenomenal to watch CJ Blaze up and close. And they're walking basically all over KaBum at this point. And I don't want to call it quite yet, but at 13-minute mark with a 6,000 gold differential, CJ Blaze is looking extremely likely to take this match. That would put KaBum in the first 2 matches of the day for them at a 0-2 disadvantage. And that's going to be the danger zone of not going to be able to get out of the group stages for tomorrow's brackets. So let's hope that they can bounce back and land a kill, otherwise it will be their shutout. Bit is going to find Daydream, but Daydream Assault and Battery right there on top of Tin. You saw this Wind Slash come out, but Emperor is the one who took home the kill there. And putting out more and more damage. Flame good in from the back, has to flash out, but he did get exhausted. Down goes Jace. Doesn't have any kind of survivability, doesn't really have any kind of damage either. Ace in the hole coming in hot, but Emperor does tank it out. And another 2 kills for the Koreans. Very clean team fights. We do have that Trinity on top of Emperor, so he picked that up within the last 60 seconds just before this fight. And that did actually land him 1 kill. 1 more kill. We got basically a shutout scenario going on as KaBum has yet to land a kill. 3-0-2 there for Emperor. 2-0-3 for the support Lustboy. And talking about some of these more Season 3 favorite supports, Fiddlesticks and Andy really coming out of that one. And, well, Fiddlesticks, he makes that play happen. Dig gets feared into the death. CJ Emperor is going to be looking for the kill here on top of Bit, but unfortunately not enough traction to take anything else with it. But this is how you play a Season 3-centric support. Lustboy, 2-0-4, and doing some phenomenal work. Has himself the mobility boots as well as probably going to be that Ruby Sidestone, and yeah, it is. He had the cash for it. He's just making these plays happen. He's been part of 6 of 8 kills, either between Crow Storms, Fears, Drains. He has been an unstoppable support, aggressive support as well. He does have that exhaust, so the exhaust kind of goes a little bit better with his kit, because the Fears, the Drains, if you can't run away out of the Crow Storm, exhaust will just make sure that you land that full damage. And so far, again, 204 is 6 out of 8 kills. He's been there 75%. It's really heartwarming to see this kind of stuff. Now, Dan's is trying to set up a kill here. A lot of creeps down there, even with a 2-for-1 advantage. I'm not entirely too sure KaBum will want to make that happen, and especially not with Ambition coming in. The Crow Storm from over the side, as well as the Assault and Battery from Vi, is another kill. They are target firing this Caitlyn and removing her out of this equation, and they are doing it extremely well. The Koreans about to take home another turret, and they're probably just going to keep this pain train rolling. We got double oracles on the board, absolutely no ward control whatsoever there from KaBum, and they're just going to mobilize for the defense, but that tower is taking quite the beating. We don't have as many ultimates as we'd like for this team fight, and KaBum knows that, so they might be able to grab a kill, but it does look like they're just going to fragment and not really commit too much to chasing this, but Bit is still going strong. I'm not too sure that actually Nunu knows the plan here. He's way out far in left field. No real support. Had CJ Blaze actually just turned around, probably just could have murdered him straight up. The 5-man roam squad going out. Towers down. They got some damage on that inner turret as well. These spears are just not hitting from Tin, and that's going to be another tower to the name of Blaze. 6 towers to 1, 9 kills to 0, and at the 16-minute mark, we're up to 10,000 gold difference. Flame is going to take a spear to the back. That's going to be the flash forward. Here goes the absolute 0, but Flame just goes invisible. Philip in the back, he just feared for days. 20 years of fear. Ambition now going 1-on-4 there in the mid, gets the first kill. He's still alive going out there as well with all of those shields. Helps himself to an assist for the double kill on top of Vi. So not only did Ambition go 1-on-4 in a team fight, but he gets a kill and helps Daydream land 2 more before finally going home into a 3-for-0 trade. It's a very dominant game. That's really the only way you could put this. CJ Blaze, CJ Entus Blaze doing some remarkable League of Legends here at WCG 2013 Grand Finals here on the LOL Plus stream. 30,000 gold to their name, up to 11 grand difference. And the only global gold that KaBum, in fact, really the only gold coming the way of KaBum is from their creeps and the 1 tower that they got in the bottom lane. That is it. They have absolutely no dragons. Baron is finally up there on the map as well, but 12-0 and only the 1 tower. I mean, the money is in Blaze's pocket. They could be on track for a 20-minute surrender, like at most 25-minute game. Looking at the item difference between these guys, I mean, it's pure deaths for KaBum, but you have a lot of interest, a lot of parts to these items. I mean, we got the Brutalizer as well as that tier for Mr. Philip up top, who's not going to get caught out here by Ambition. But if you take a look at the jungler, I mean, Nunu has himself that Frozen Fist, but then on top of that, he has himself a Philosopher's Stone for the regen. Not exactly a huge tank and not exactly a huge damage dealer at this point. Nunu is just kind of wandering around the jungle aimlessly. Lust Boy gonna drop a little bit low. Could have been a good opportunity for Blaze to actually give up that kill, but all those ultimates aside, I think that was the flash again from Philip as well, but he got caught by the fasting roots. So not only is he in a bad situation, they gave the kill to Daydream as well. CJ Ambition on the just kind of doing that last broken wing step the wrong way. But this is just not a good position for KaBum at all. Not only did they get the drop on Lust Boy, but they didn't get the kill. They didn't use his summoners, and then they dropped Philip on top of that. 13-0, and that's 6 turrets again to 1. Gold lead's now up to 13k. Emperor just dodging spears like nobody's business. In fact, it's been very rare that we've actually seen Tin land some of these spears in and amongst the CJ Entus crew. We've seen some great dodges come out from Riven. We've seen just moving aside in terms of like flaming them, but Crowstorm goes in. We got the Zyra counter initiate, but it doesn't matter when you lose 3 team members on the initial push. Crowstorm into basically the rest of the AoE. That's probably going to be it for Philip as well. Oh, great shot back with that baseball bat, but it's not going to be enough. Emperor with that last missile barrage at the end. 4-for-0 exchange. That's definitely inhibitors, if not the game. As I said, on track for a 20, at most 25-minute win. We just hit that surrender timing, and we got a ping down at the blue buff. So not only are we going to be rubbing salt in the wound, but going to be taking all of the buffs as well. Is Daydream actually going to come around and check it? Yeah. He's going to come around and check this. I wonder if they're actually going to give it to Emperor, if it's just going to come out to Daydream. It will go to Emperor. It's a pretty smart move. With that Trinity Force Last Whisper, he's putting out a metric ton of damage. Yeah, it was almost a freak pun. Almost. I was thinking about it. Yeah, I decided not to. But KaBum basically got rocked out onto their heels. They don't have a kill to their name. They did drop their first game to Hong Kong. It looks like they're going to drop their second here to Korea. And that is not a mental state you'd like to be in here on the second day of the WCG 2013 Grand Finals in Kunshan. At least they got a trip out for it. 15,000 gold and counting, and the item advantage is just absolutely ridiculous at this point for CJ Blaze. We got Guardian Angels, Iron Lockets of the Solari. Yeah, we did finish off that tanky, the tanky Rengar. He picks up the Bone Tooth necklace as well. He's just like, well, I'm not going to die this game. That is his statement. He's sitting at 005, 180 creeps. In fact, Rengar has the most creeps in the game. A little surprised Emperor is a little bit lower on terms of the creeps, but 5-0 and 8, he's been part of 13 of the 17 kills. I'd venture a guess that he's probably the richest summoner at this point. We technically have a better score on Vi at 509, but she has half of the creeps at this point. No gold generation items to her name, so yeah, I was gonna go with Emperor. Daydreaming over the wall with the Vault Breaker. Assault and Battery comes out. You can see the Absolute Zero as well as the Stranglethorns just trying to overlap on each other, but ultimately it does not really look like any kind of huge amounts of damage has landed there on top of Blaze. And they're still fairly healthy, but so is KaBum at this point. Just looking at the ultimates, we still got the Crowstorm ready to go, but that's basically it. Ace in the Hole will be flown out there to Lustboy. Emperor is going to be the one actually to hold that for him. So they want to make sure Lustboy stays nice and healthy, because he's probably going to set up here for a Crowstorm. That's only if KaBum actually does chase him down. And Jace was thinking of it. He's thinking of it. Daydream's going to come back in that. It's going to be trying to punish out Philip. Philip possibly too far ahead. We got no ult on the table again. Lustboy didn't get that Crowstorm off, but dominating streak coming out for Vi, and Philip did drop at the end of it as well. So that's going to be the second inhibitor. 22.5 minutes in, very dominant game. That net not nearly enough. Lustboy takes out the tower, sorry, the inhibitor, but Emperor was able to take home the kill. They're just basically going to end this game at this point. There's no resistance that KaBum could do, and a very clean game, 20-0. For our first Korean seed, 41,000 to 23K gold. And we're not even done there. He takes home another kill on top of Nidalee at the end of it.